Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Glad to have you here like always. In today's video, I'm going to be hand feeding these Dybulski twin spots and talking to you guys a little bit about some of the problems that we could encounter when fostering chicks like these under society finches. If you're not familiar with the Dybulski twin spots, they're a beautiful species that belong to the twin spot families and they originate from Africa. And I'm currently working towards trying to establish this species here in US aviculture. Luckily, back in 2007, we started to receive a lot of new imports, and imports opened back up into the US, and we were receiving a lot of different varieties of African species and other species in general of birds. But unfortunately, as time has progressed, we have lost a lot of these species. Imports have slowed down, and it is very difficult to sometimes find some of these birds. Luckily enough, a few months ago, this species made its way back into the US in small amounts, and I was able to get my hands on 6 pairs. These birds are, out of all the twin spots, one of the easiest ones to breed in captivity, but that still doesn't come without its problems. As with many African species, sometimes they will toss, and if that happens, you could foster underneath societies. But one of the biggest problems that we have when we go to foster underneath societies, some of these species, is their coloration. Unfortunately, they just don't look the same as Australian chicks or society chicks. So it becomes a problem where sometimes the societies may not accept the chicks at the beginning stages. And this is exactly what happened to these that I'm hand feeding right now. For the first 3 to 4 days, I'm having to hand feed them just to make sure that they get enough food. Now, the birds are under the care of societies, so they're being warmed up by societies, but the societies aren't quite feeding them or not feeding them enough during the beginning stages. So in order not to lose these chicks, what I've had to do is every single day, I pull them out around 3 or 4 times a day, maybe sometimes 5, and I hand feed till they're full and place them back under the care of societies. After about 4 days, the chicks start to beg harder. The societies start to accept the chicks, and then they begin to feed them themselves. And this is a normal occurrence where someone will transfer an African species of finch that has been tossed and place them underneath societies, and within the first 2 to 3 days the chicks end up dying. And the reason is because the societies, quite frankly, may not accept the chicks at first. So in order to save them, this is something that will help you. If you feed the chicks for the first 3 to 4 days, your possibilities or your chances of having these chicks survive and going on till fledging are increased greatly. And guys, I know that the use of society finches is somewhat of a controversial topic amongst aviculturists, but what we have to remember is that with species like these, where time is of the essence, this is a species that just recently made its way back into US aviculture after years of not being imported. We can't run the risk of losing chicks. And if fostering them under societies is what it takes, then this is something that I'm willing to do. Because at the end of the day, if we're going to focus on the conservation of these birds, the important thing is to get their numbers up. Once their numbers are up, once we establish this species in US aviculture, we can later on focus on getting parent-raised birds. Alright guys, well this is going to be the end of another video. I hope that this tip has helped you out. If you've been having a hard time with fostering African species underneath societies, just remember that when you transfer any chicks that have been tossed over to societies, it's always wise to monitor them for the first couple of days just to make sure that the societies are feeding. If they're not feeding, you can supplement feed, and hopefully this will help you get those chicks all the way till fledging. Once they pass that initial 3 to 4 days, you should be fine. The society should start to take care after that. Like always guys, if you've enjoyed the video, make sure to hit the thumbs up. Consider subscribing also if you haven't done so already, as this helps the channel grow. Don't forget to hit the notifications button, as this will remind you when new videos are uploaded, and I hope that you guys have a wonderful day. We'll see each other in the next video.